All right, what's going on, UBA? This is the voice of choice, Sean Knight facing, and it is December 7th, 2024, and we have one hell of a featured match today. We got City Morgue versus Royalty on the lanes. Both teams got a lot of Bronx bowlers. They're all familiar with each other, and it's going to be a lot of back and forth, and we do like that here. And we might as well get it in here in Poughkeepsie, New York. It's cold up here, but they're going to keep it hot on the lanes. And we're going to be covering scratch number 1 first. And with scratch number 1 representing for City Morgue, Deontay Johnson, Robin. Hello, yes, Robin, the queen herself. And we got Chris Aponte. All right. And for Royalty on the lanes, we got Michael. We got Brandon Henry. And we have Michael too, Michael Bellinger. So we got Michael L and Michael B. Deontay Johnson carrying a 240 average. Robin Buschini, 226. And Chris Aponte, former Northeast heavyweight champion himself, 245. All right. Michael L, 214 average. Brendan Henry, very familiar with him. Can throw the rock, 218 average, but he can turn it up whenever he needs to. And Michael B, Michael Bellinger, carrying 221. Scratch. What you bowl is what you bowl. No handicap, no help, no assistance. Only your ball and your word and your game. You want to definitely get out ahead. I always say marathon, not a sprint. But the sprinter who has the best first step usually is the one who steps first into first place for the day. City Morgue, they've been making noise each and every season. Let's see if we're going to pack it up or if they're going to zip them up. Royalty on the lanes definitely got something to say. They've got additions to the team, but they haven't changed in terms of what's their foundation. Royalty is going to try to get in your head and get loud with you, but then again, it's almost like looking in a mirror when you see that. And what we just saw is a 2-pin. And that is definitely, like Chris Aponte said, a lot more than what it was definitely going to look like. And we got Michael L from the left, and he left something up there. He leaves a 9-pin. So we have a 2 and we have a 9. Shout out to everybody joining us here for season tour stop here in the Metro North District, home to a couple of champions. Shout out to Bill Cron, the current Northeast welterweight champion, and Callie Kalista herself, the current Northeast Vixens champion. We want to see what other champions are going to be crowned later on. Right now, we're focusing on these two matches. This match right here between these two teams. Both leadoff bowlers covering their spares. One frame, no blink. And Joe Algieri is going to get a little treat here because he gets to watch his missus behind his madness throw the ball. Or soon to be, rather. And we got Brandon Henry up. And right there, Brandon Henry doing what I know him to do. When it's time to turn up, he can strike with the best of them. All right, B. Henny. B. Henny showing that anything could be possible. Because as long as he got a ball in his hand, he has a chance to show you what's up. Robin going a little high on the head, leaving the 4-pin on lane number 7 here on December 7th. Shout out to everybody for the birthday wishes earlier. Greatly appreciate it. And what a gift it is to be here and to bring you this action here in Poughkeepsie. And speaking of bringing something to the table, Michael B. Bellinger having a little explosion, throwing that TNT, and a highly unlikely miss by Robin. I know it's a little cold up here in Poughkeepsie. It might take her a little while to warm up. That's all right. So An unlikely first blink coming from unlikely culprit. Let's see what happens right here. Chris Aponte. This is why he's 240 pretty much everywhere he goes. And no problem like that. Six shots, 5 marks, and 1 open. And that is not a ball being thrown. That is an impromptu celly cam or design, however you say it. And definitely going to get a reset on lane 7. Dion going up on lane number 8. And the shot was great, but he leaves the 9. So 2 pin on the first shot coming in extremely light. This one comes in with high impact, high octane, but still something left on the deck. The 9 pin left on the deck on lane number 8. Communication. It is all about communication. So you have a scratch pair, which is what you're watching right here, and we're watching a spare being made. And then you have your 2 handicap pairs, 9 on 9. And it is a persistent grind for all 3 games. 2 points for every game acquired, 4 points for the wood or overall total on your pair. But the big number is 10. The biggest piece of that cake is 10. 10 points for overall wood across all 3 pairs. You want to focus on what you're doing, but you also want to make sure you do enough to cover the spread, as they say. And going up from the left, and late falling 7, but better late than never, right there. And Michael L. all over that, and mercifully only leaves a 9 pin, having some footing issues there. You could tell she lost her footing, did Robin. Robin falls into the category of one of those bowlers, man or woman, that you don't want to see on the lanes when she's locked in. There's been many a guys to avoid her call. They avoid the Robin's call. Robin hopefully looking to spread her wings and make something happen here. Had a miss first frame. I don't think it will be on the second frame. Still looking down at the approaches, looking to see what may be happening. We're a little high up in the mountains, so more than likely there might be something going on with the approaches. And B. Henny letting that ball just walk in there. 2 frames, 2 strikes for Brandon Henry, a.k.a. B. Henny. Aponte a little high on the head, leaving the 3-6-10. He missed inside, missed his target. Aponte doesn't take a lot of time to set up. He knows where he's going to start. He knows where he plans to put the ball, and he knows where he plans to finish. Michael Bellinger. And Bellinger stepping it out. Oh, yeah, and he's walking tall right now in these first 2 frames. No problem. Only 3-6-10 spare conversion for Chris Aponte. Oh, Aponte letting them know, don't get too happy. Chris Aponte going to the back. He might be getting the body bag by the way he's talking. He's getting the body bag for the other team. I don't think that Royalty on the Lanes wants to be zipped up. And, so 2 shots coming in a little high. And unfortunately, we have the 4 and the 9. And Michael L. going up high. And he says, "You are not alone," in his Michael Jackson voice, and he leaves something on the deck too. He just leaves 1 less. We almost had mirror images. We almost had 4-9 on one lane, and then we almost had a 6-8. And opting not to play hero ball, going for the wood. Every pin counts, especially when you're on scratch. But right now, Royalty on the Lanes, they're attacking just like the Lions that are on their jersey, and they're looking to make a major statement, and no problem on the 8-pin conversion by Michael L. In these first couple of frames, you can't panic. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Robin settles into a shot. That ball, she looked very comfortable, and this is what I see. I see a great shot, finishing a little late, leaving a 10-pin right there. Let's see if B. Henny can stay on top of everything. And 4. We got 4 on the lanes right now. Aponte showing us his golf swing right there on the 4-count lead for B. Henny. So double, but then a 4-count drastically changes not only his count, but the count for the scratch pair. And that right there might be the gust of wind and the wind of opportunity. And Robin all over that 10-pin opportunity. Let's see if she can get on the strike train. She definitely has found her footing, so to speak, and she looks a lot more comfortable. Let's see how many pins we can get by B. Henny. Going out, taking a trip out, and only getting 3. Let's see if Aponte could jump on that. And, yep, City Morgue. He smelled a little blood in the water, and he's trying to jump on it. He said they're bleeding a little bit. He said, don't give them no help. And wow, gets away with that. And flexes on him real quick. It says half pint on the back of the jersey, but I said it before, he's walking tall. Gives a high five to one of his teammates. Yep, I said high five. No jokes. But all jokes aside, right now he is showing why he's in the anchor spot, and he is definitely standing on business. Dion looking to carry his first one. And one of the pins was trying to play defense, but that offense was better than that other pin's defense, and he takes out the 10-pin. He finally gets a hit that he deserves after frame 2, 3, and 4. 4 leads to the strike, and then right there, that right there was 4 minus 1 left on the deck. 7 count, leaving 3 on the deck, leaving the 2, 4, 7. Noise being made across a couple of pairs that we will be looking at after we are done covering scratch. And if this is no tap right now, Robin is on 4 in a row. But this is not no taps, and it has been all taps in variations for Robin. This is a makeable yet missable spare right here, 247, and almost misses the makeable, but he definitely makes the almost missable. And Robin, no problem covering her spare. So she is all on it. With the exception of the first frame, she has not missed any mark. Unfortunately, none of those marks have an X. There are slashes right now, but dashes will still work. And it looks like we have a potential dash coming up for B. Henny. And he turns his back on it. And you hear the marching orders from Chris Aponte. He said, get on business. He said, get to work. Let's see if they answer the battle cry. This game is all about smiles and cries. Smiles of the strikers and battle cries, as well as cries from the tears of the opponent. But there's no crying in the UBA. And no problem on the 9-pin, the stone 9-pin. Shout out to the gamesmanship, not only on but off the lanes. Royalty on the lanes. They know that they have the tools to get a lot further than they did last season and the season before that. And let's see what the anchor here has to say about that. throwing heavyweight haymakers. He gets away with the third frame, but the fourth frame, he's not going to make the same mistake twice. And Mikey came to play. Right now, he is serving as the firecracker for his scratch pair right now. And this right now can definitely be honestly said that it is his scratch pair. He is leading the charge, and he's keeping that head in the game. Let's see if Michael L. right here. Liberator. Let's see, Liberator can give us 10 back, and there we go. Oh, yeah. That's right. There we go. He may be bowling the slacks, but he's not going to slack on his shot. Dion looking to get double number one, and mercifully only leaves a 2. Almost had the 8 and 10 as additional friends on that one. That ball took a trip way outside, and it's cold out there. Let's see right now, B. Henny definitely likes where he got that ball. And there you go. And the people in the back telling B. Henny exactly what they want to see. All right. B. Henny has his own personal cheering section. Said, do not make me come out here and show me nothing less than what I want to see. Mm-hmm. She said, don't just give me a shot. Bring the whole bottle of Henny. Or maybe a half pint of it. Speaking of half pint, we got OG half pint himself. Michael Bellinger going up. Front 4. Let's see if he stays live at front 5. And and off the top rope, drop kick to the head of the 7 pin. 7 goes down. Robin looking to get her first strike of the game. And that one she really liked. And Robin is turning up. You can see it on her face that she don't like people playing in her face. Yeah, Aponte going up. And that ball, you could tell he looked at it a little longer. He could tell it was taking a trip outside and leaving a weak 10. Yo, what up, Fetty? Yep. Oh, gold era, thank you. Oh, man, thanks, man. Getting more birthday wishes, man. Appreciate it. That's a true gift. And no problem on the 10 pin. Yeah, Ponte definitely got that shot out a little wide. That's why he left it. So Dion, speaking of gifts, he's been getting the gift of no splits, with the exception of the 4-9 in frame number 3. But he's been getting the gifts of 9 counts. That should be 7. He's going to make sure that he definitely didn't get it outside, but he got it way inside. And as soon as I speak it up, it showed up. Sorry about that, DJ. Now this is here very interesting here. We got the 4-6-9. Let's see what he does with it, and let's see what Michael does. And he almost joins him. All right, Mr. Liberator. And Dion, again, not playing hero ball, getting the 2 pins. Every pin does count, but also what's really counting here is the fact that royalty on the lanes, Michael Bellinger, the anchor of this scratch pair, is definitely not trying to give anything up. The game, very, very close still. And Michael all over his spare. No problem. Mr. Liberator covering his spare. see. Robin going up. Robin liked that ball out of her hand. But, unfortunately, the 10 pin didn't turn. Now, notice I said she liked the ball out of her hand, but it seems that it is the feet. She keeps checking the bottom to see if her slide is right. And, B. Henny getting that ball down the lane. Didn't finish in the pocket the way he liked, but he definitely liked the result. Great shot there by Brandon Henry. Robin shooting a 10 pin, no problem on her 10 pin. Covers that 10 pin, no problem. City Morgue is one of the Metro North powerhouses, but Royalty on the Lane looking to join that conversation. There are some that believe that Royalty on the Lanes is definitely a problem. They know that they're a problem, but they're here to show that. And his name may be Half Pint, but right now his strikes are high and mighty. All his shots have been mighty strikes. Aponte taking a big trip outside, definitely didn't look comfortable there, and leaving himself a 7 count, leaving the 1-2-10. Going back up, showing his versatility, and no problem on that for Chris Aponte. I think before he had his first memory as a kid, he probably threw a bowling ball first. He's been bowling pretty much for a majority of his life. He can throw it a multitude of ways, has no problem adjusting, and has no problem with what he leaves. You always say, there's a saying, don't leave what you can't make, and he shows he can make what he leaves. All frames clean for Chris Aponte. Let's see if Dion can do better in his second half. And they always say the second half is when you really got to turn up. Great shot there by Dion Johnson. Let's see if Michael Liberatore. Michael L. It says Showtime on the back of his jersey. Let's see if it is that. And it is indeed Showtime. The lights are on bright. Great shot right there by Mike coming up from the left. The only lefty on this pair. Robin looking to get her footing, literally and figuratively. And that is not the way to get your footing right there. Robin has yet to get settled. I believe the approaches may be affecting her just a bit. Big four leave for Robin. And B. Henny up. And B. Henny helping lead the charge. And what was close is now becoming a little far. But never count out the OO crew covering the 6'10", leaving the 4'7", opting just to get as much pins as you can. And that's honestly the best way to go. Remember, it's also overall wood for all your pairs. So you want to definitely focus on getting as many pins as possible because it may come down to 1 or 2. You never know what a team will do in game 2 or 3. Let's see in frame number 7 happens here. And front 7, lane 7 and 8, December 7. And if you're a betting man and if you're playing slots, you already know that it's looking like a jackpot for Michael Bellinger. And that looks like a strike right there for Chris Aponte. They're fighting from the bottom right now, but they're just trying to keep it as close as they can. They already know they have capable bowlers across all 3 pairs that can definitely cover whatever spread may happen. One thing about City Morgue, they never travel without insurance policies. Let's see if Dion right now can focus on finishing these last 3 frames strongly. And that was a strong shot. First double of the game for Dion Johnson. Potential 2-12 finish for Dion Johnson. Showtime. Michael Liberatore. Michael L. Oh. He said, show me that gap tooth smile. And as one of my teammates on my Tuesday league would say, a field goal could indeed win that game in terms of the split left by Michael. And false start. Robin looking more like Lady Liberty on that stop, showing that she has very good breaks. Michael looking to convert the baby split and hoping the baby split will shoot off and only gets one. Would have had to try to attempt to go in between the 2 and the 7 to slide over to the 6-10. And Robin jumping all over that. And I like what Robin just did. She went with something a little smoother to get further down the lane, being that she can't get comfortable. And she's playing from the right. She's playing from the best angle that she can. And some confusion. And for those who bowl, know that there's no confusion. If the ball remains in your hand, that is not a foul.
Thank you.
But that is a 10-pin left for Brandon Henry. And Chris just shows it right there. 9 plus 1 is 10. But see, he just did 10 plus 0. 10 on the first. 10 on the first shot. No need to add a second number. And looking to convert his 10-pin. B. Henny Wool, and thank goodness he didn't go with the ball. And we have 2 opens. Now, but like a good neighbor, yes, Bellinger is there. OG half pint.
Robin, do you have wipes in here?
Looking more like a 7-footer on the lanes with that front 7.
Oh my God.
Gets that ball up the lane. That's got to come in. And 7 strikes and then a 7 count. And not just any 7 count, a split. Even though they say it's not truly considered a split if the head pin is left. But if the pins are from east to west, I consider it a split. And we almost had another one. We got the 1-2-10 left. Let's see if Michael Bellinger can cover. Slides to the side. And first open frame for Michael Bellinger. And that cuts down their lead. Now, unless these next frames are completely disastrous for Royalty on the lanes, they have game 1 in hand. Now, the other thing about getting the game, you don't want to just get the game. You want to make sure that you have a whole lot of room for celebration. You want to make sure nobody's waiting for you to slow down and tackle you in the end zone. And speaking of ending in the zone, it looks like the bowler himself, Deontay Johnson, DJ himself, trying to get in the zone. Triple for Deontay. Deontay looking to finish off with a 212. And B. Henny making up for his 10-pin miss. Knocks all 10 pins down. Deion Johnson with a potential 212 finish. We have Michael L. up top looking for a potential 191 finish. B. Henny looking for a potential 215 finish. And what was a potential 300 finish has now turned into a potential 265 finish for Michael Bellinger. Provided that Robbins does strike out, she's looking at a 201 finish. Aponte looking to finish and make up for whatever has happened to his team in the previous frames. And mechanical issues on lane number 7. It's cold outside, and we got a freeze up here on lane number 7. Michael Bellinger looking to get back on track. And the lanes giveth, the lanes taketh away. He took away from himself last shot. The pins took away from this shot. No, there should be no problem on this 9-pin conversion for Michael Bellinger. And walks right to it. All right. 265 now turns to potential 255. Still a good game, but not the finish he would like. I'm pretty sure he wants to go 3 strikes out, but he knows what it could have been. But that shoulda, coulda, wouldas. All right. We're going to take a quick look at handicap pair number 2. And we're going to check out to see what they're doing. Let's see what Jonathan Milan up on lane number 11 is going to do. Going up smooth. Oh, going up a little high. And yes, I haven't called it that in a long time, but it is the presidential split right there, the Richard Nixon. And that right there, that shot was definitely crookish and takes away from his total. He was on a spare to boot. Don Adams, no problem on his spare conversion. And then we got Jordan J. Howie up on lane number 12. Anchoring City Morgue's handicap 2 pair. Contrary to what's going on with the scratch pair, handicap, you do have a little bit of assistance. Royalty on the lanes receiving 73 pins of handicap per game and 55 pins per game for City Morgue. Jay Howie getting the ball up. It's a little tight, but it gets down the lane. And Howie likes it. And then we got double S himself, Stephen Smith, the southpaw of Royalty on the lanes. Coming up from the left, almost crossing to the right, mercifully does not leave a split. Stephen Smith right there with a 4-7 lead. Handicap pair 2 for City Morgue. Kyle Preston Jr., Donovan Adams, Jordan Howie. And I'm talking to one of the main office runners, the man who keeps his pride in check. The main one himself with the line on his jersey, Royalty on the lanes. I got Mr. Wait, what are you today? Are you Hammer?
I'm Smurf the God today, baby.
Smurf the
AKA God. Mr. Hammer himself.
That's right. And City Morgue thinks they Gargamel out here.
Who? Who that?
Oh, who's City Morgue or who's Gargamel?
Nah, we in the countryside right now. I don't even know what city they from.
All right.
You know what I mean?
It ain't from where you're from, it's where you're at. And right now we're back at Scratch Pair. And we're going to see what's going on with Scratch. Shout out to my two Scott. And shout out to the lane mechanics getting everything handled here up in Poughkeepsie. Let's see if Robin can handle business right here on lane number 7, frame number 9. And that's why they call it a foundation frame. Robin with a little bit of a Naomi Campbell walk there. High fives and hugs being given out by Robin. And oh, what a difference a couple of shots make. What was far is now getting closer in distance. And the OO crew in unison. He said, let the choir sing in unison. Ooh, and ooh indeed. Late trip. If you're a fighting game player, that was a strong leg sweep with holding the down button. And they're looking to push the button on a potential walk down in game number 1. Let's see what Dion got to say. The 9-pin has something to say right there. All he could do is hold spare. And let's see what Michael can do here. And Michael gets that little mix and swish. Michael letting them know that don't stop. Keep going. But City Morgue, even though they're up here in this division, they almost had a killer grip on a potential comeback. And no problem on the 9-pin conversion for Dion Johnson. Dion was there. DJ was definitely all in the mix with that first shot. Unfortunately, that 9-pin just would not fall. That 9-pin, has been his predecessor, to say the least. Michael gets the ball out, walks in, and takes out the 10, but the 7 still stays and lets him know, you still got a friend. I don't think that's a friend he wants. Dion looking to bury it one more time. And now the 10-pin. As you see, Dion has a very hard and straight direct shot. Could potentially leave a lot of taps. Let's see if he decides to ball down and smooth it up, or if he just will keep attacking and keep playing the shots that are playable. Michael getting the ball out, no problem on that 7-pin. Beautifully shot by Michael Liberatore. Liberatore with a 181, 190 right there for Dion Johnson. Robin on a double, looking to make it a triple, and walks it out. She already knew what it was. Great bowlers make great decisions. She made a surface decision, like she went to something smoother, still with a nice finish to counteract the fact that her feet were not necessarily in alignment with the approaches here in Poughkeepsie. B. Henny, first shot in the 10th frame. 10 pins back. Striking the 9th, striking the 10th. That's a double right there for Brandon Henry, a.k.a. B. Henny. Robin getting that ball up the lane. Yeah, like I said, the feet are not subtle, but the fact that she made a slight surface change definitely gave her 3 really good shots in her past 3 frames. B. Henny getting that ball way out. And we have 6. So, similar to Robin's 7 count, Brandon's 6 count does hurt the count based on the fact that you're on more than 1 strikes. And a 188 finish for Robin. Shout out to the parents that bowl and have their kids in attendance. It is not easy, but they do it and they do it well. And shout out to the kids who are potentially future bowlers, not only just in the UBA, but probably across all the states and across the globe. And that ball did not get across to take the spare out. Only a 199 finish. So now the situation is this. The game is within reach. And if it's within reach, Aponte he will stretch his hand. And he will look out to grab that opportunity. Michael Bellinger, who was on potential 300. That ball gets out, comes back, and takes the 8 and the 10 out. It was looking like it was going to smack the pocket a little hard and fast. Aponte likes that out of his hand, and the 10 pin does not like him. Still a great game for Chris Aponte. He would have loved to cut it all down. All right. Like I said, that right there was a potential walk-down situation. The margin is at least within 10 at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be a... Yep. Royalty on the Lanes will hold on to game number 1 right here. It was with an earshot. They said, what a difference a couple of frames definitely made in this contest. What seemed to be far was drawn very close, and they almost caught them slipping. And bad news is Morgue loses game 1 on scratch. Great news is they cut down what was looking like 100 or better margin within a matter of realistically 3 frames. 245, 235, 245 for Michael, and a 625 finish for Morgue, and 613 finish for, 625 finish for Royalty on the Lanes, 613 finish for Morgue, which means that in game 1 for the scratch pair, they are up by 12 pins, but only 12 pins. Let's see what's going to happen on handicap pair number 1. We're looking at the last frame of handicap pair number 1, and we're going to see what's going on here. On handicap pair number 1 for Morgue, we got the KO killer himself, Kelvin Oates Jr. We got Mr. Gentile, Zach Gentile, and Jonathan Notage Sr. I know him as Mr. Merlot. And the man himself. JN Sr. right there. Jonathan Notage Sr., the anchor from the left side, doing what he does. For Royalty on the Lanes, we got Amber Milan. We got Brian Smooth Edie and Julian Caldwell. Big difference in handicap when it comes to handicap pair number 1 here. Royalty on the Lanes receiving 71 pins per game of handicap and only 15 pins of handicap per game for Morgue. But Morgue saying that they have capable bowlers on all 3 pairs. They had no problem covering that spread right there. Potential 259 finish for Jonathan Sr. right here. Averages for Morgue on handicap pair number 1 looking not too far off from the scratch pair's handicap. Kel at 234, Zach Gentile 241, and Jonathan Notage Sr. 224. But definitely higher than 24. 259 finish, and it's looking like they may have gotten this first game, I want to say, by 100 and is this 135 or 134?
And 150 over there.
And 150. So like I said, they do not travel without insurance, the city Morgue. So 714 to 575 on handicap pair number 1. And as Alyssa Burke has pointed out to me, it is a 150 pin deficit here for Royalty on the lanes. So far down in overall wood by close to 300 pins. I'm sure they can make that up. They have 2 games to do that. We are back here on handicap pair number 2. For those who did not hear before, I will definitely introduce you to the bowlers you have the pleasure of watching again. Leading up, well, not leading off, but right now we have Don Adams up. Donovan Adams. There you go. 10 back right there for Donovan Adams. For Don Adams right there. That's right. Yo, Don. What's good, baby?
What's up, man?
Hey, man. Your last name rings bells. Shout out to the Adams name. If you're a Bronx bowler or anywhere in the 5 boroughs, you already know what that name means.
Yeah, man. The Adams family, we've been out here since Fence, man. 1999. Been outside, bro. We here.
And, similar to the Adams family, you showing you got plenty of hand.
Yeah, man. We predicate ourselves on standing left and getting all the way around them bitches. Excuse my language, but that's what we predicate ourselves on. So I'm probably standing right now like 35, 36.
So if you don't move left, it don't feel right.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. That playing right, I like it when it's in play, but when it's not in play, it's not good. Okay. Come on, J.O.
And 4-pin lead right there coming a little high and a little too strong. Let's see if Jonathan Milan right here can jump on it. And he shoots the bow and arrow at it. And yeah, we got our first bow and arrow on camera. Anyone who bowl up in the Yonkers area in the Bronx, they already know when he gets the arrows out, he has no doubt that he covers that 10-pin. So Jonathan, so I was just telling everybody, once you get the bow and arrows out, it's night-night for that 10-pin. So when did you start doing the bow and arrow for them 10-pin?
I started last summer. Just seeing something good to do, something fun.
That's right. And look like
keep me happy and fun.
Hey, stay straight as an arrow, right?
That's all.
All right, I feel you. All right, so right there we got first frames. So far, we have 5 shots thrown. This will be the 6th shot thrown on this pair of game number 2. Southpaw Stephen Smith. Oh, and great footwork right there. And gets away with it. And he says, look back at it one time. Yo, and look back at it one time. Yo. Yo, yeah, you went from a potential foul to a feast right there. That was crazy. Yo. And man, oh man. It must be Sunday the way y'all getting some of these breaks. But you know what? It's no problem. So all you need is an opportunity. So as you already know, it's 150 pins over here. About over 150 pins over here. But you guys did get scratch pair number 1 by 12 pins. So y'all have something to work with. Y'all not in a deep hole, but, it might be a crater. So what do you think needs to happen for everything to come back on Royalty side?
Close boxes.
Hey,
that's it.
Yeah. A great player once said, the game is about buckets.
Yes, sir.
All right, keep getting those buckets. And you can't get buckets if you're missing 7 pins right there. Got to jump on those opportunities. He almost left the split, got away with it, had a chance to get a slash, and instead he got a dash. Donovan said, if it ain't moving left, he don't feel right. And that shot was more than all right. It was all 10 back right there. 2 frames, 2 strikes for Donovan. 2 frames, 2 strikes for Kyle Preston Jr. And Jonathan Milan. He likes that. No bow and arrow needed. He just came out with straight bullet to the pocket right there. And no 10-pin, no problem. Jay Howie. Only person on his team here in handicap pair number 2 to not throw a strike yet. He wants to join the party too. Howie settles in, gets that ball a little wide, but it comes back just fine. All right, double, and then tap, strike. Let's see what's going to go on. Stephen Smith said, you got to fill boxes. Let's see if he can continue to fill boxes. Ain't no doubt on that one. Steady feet, steady strikes. That one was for sure that time. Got to close. Hey, it's all about buckets. We got KP up. Kyle Preston Jr. up on lane number 12. Gets the ball up nice and smooth, and not any need to question that shot. No doubt on that one. And all 10 back right there for Donald Robertson. So Donald Robertson, Jonathan Milan, and Stephen Smith are your 3 bowlers, again, for royalty on the lanes. You know, a pack of lions is known as a pride. And right now, they have to maintain everything and have some pride about themselves. They need to see pride and power if they want to stop this pin shower that's happening courtesy of City Morgue. City Morgue says zip them up, and they like to get their work in early. He don't need no bread. He don't need water. He don't need nothing except strikes. He wants X's. Milan gets that ball high inside. Hopefully he gets a little merciful carry. Yes, merciful carry right there. It could have been much, much worse. And he shoots bow and arrows at the 10 pin, so he probably just going to shoot straight bazookas at this one. Should be no problem on the 6-pin conversion. And we got a little cameo by Kel Oates. Kel Oates taking a walk. Just get a little camera time. He wants a little extra.
When I tell you I almost died.
I saw. I thought you just wanted a cameo. I was like, we're going to get you later. Jay Howie gets the ball up the lane. And, oh, man, blowing all the pins back one time. Double for Jordan Howie, and no problem, like I said, on the spare for Jonathan Milan. All right. Southpaw getting into his fighting stance. They are only receiving 18 pins of handicap in terms of the differential from City Morgue. City Morgue getting 55. Royalty on the lanes receiving 73. That is per game. They already have a 150 pin deficit on handicap pair number 2, as well as a 30 some-odd pin deficit on handicap pair number 1. The only pair that has received 2 points so far is the scratch pair. Stephen Smith, the southpaw, gets that ball out, and he liked that out the hand right there. Steve Smith looking like a logo out there. Looking like a logo with that. And he's got his game face on. He's anchored for a reason, looking to lead the charge and looking to orchestrate a symphony of what could potentially be a comeback. And, all right, luckily getting no split on there, leaving the 3-pin. Kyle Preston. Ooh, that right there is a split and could provide a little bit of a ray of hope in terms of game number 2, as well as getting the deficit down on handicap pair number 2 and across the board. All over the 3-pin right there for Donald. Donald Robertson converting that 3-pin, no problem. And no hero ball there, only going for the 2 pins. Every pin counts. You need everything. We got Donovan Adams up on lane number 11. If it ain't left, he don't feel right, but it doesn't feel right to him. But I gotta say it one time, Pat Hollis. And Jonathan wants to call the police after leaving the 7-pin. The 2-8-10, the OG Patrick Hollis. So right there, that was 2 big-time blinks by City Morgue. Like I said on the scratch pair, I can say on this pair, oh, what a difference one frame can make and start to impact. Let's see if it does start to impact and influence a potential comeback for royalty on the lanes. Jonathan Milan looking to cover his 7-pin right there, and the ball did not make any kind of turn, and he did not want to give that back. And unlikely miss right there by Jonathan Milan. Southpaw understands his mission. He understands he's down on anchor. An anchor is the foundation of one's team. Let's see what happens here if the anchor still leads the charge. Jay Howie, also on the bottom, right now remains the one person who has yet to have an open frame. Gets that ball wide, and he says, "Don't worry, I got your back." Not a care in the world. He never worried, never scared. Is Jay Howie. Jay,
Never ever scared.
never scared. Southpaw and gets out of a sticky situation right there, almost leaving the 6-7. And we got a re-rack, missing pin on lane number 11, which at times can be a good thing. Get a chance to reset and get your mind right. Southpaw, no problem on that 7-pin, all over that. One thing about Steve Smith, once he stays behind the shot, he gets that hand all the way up in the air, and he knows his ball is going right to where he wants it to go. Donald Robertson getting the ball up the lane. Finishes a little high, tripping up the 4 late, but it still lays down. KP Jr., Kyle Preston, said, "I may have did it once. I don't want to do it no more." He said, "One mistake does not break me." All right. We saw a mistake by Mr. Milan before. He left the 7-pin, unfortunately did not convert it before. Let's see what he does here. Then he goes a little high. So maybe in his head a little bit. You can tell he's not really flowing through. He's trying to minimize his speed. Personally, I think he should just let the ball flow. And let the City Morgue congregation sing in unison, "Ooh," kicking out the 9-pin late. Four, 7, 9, 10, and ball is not moving over. And I'm thinking he's starting to notice something. I think he's starting to notice something about that spare as well as the 7-pin. He noticed that the ball is moving late. We're going to see if he decides to adjust off of what he just saw in terms of his ball reaction, or if he's going to maintain his same spot. Jay Howie up on lane number 12, anchoring for City Morgue. Jay Howie getting the ball up the lane, and no problem. He said, y'all got me down here for a reason. He says, I know what I'm here for. He's here for all of this potential 290. Stephen Smith, though, not to be outdone, potential 279, provided that he finishes as well. Southpaw taking his time. Yep. So right now, Royalty on the lanes down by close to 300 pins in terms of overall wood. Steven Smith gets the ball up and pushing all 10 pins back. The 7-pin tried to stay. I don't know how it could have dodged everything that was coming at it. All right, Donald Robertson getting the ball up the lane, way out, but comes back, and much more confidence in that shot for Donald Robertson. First double of the match for Donald. Let's see if KP can respond with a double of his own. And he damn sure does. All over that was KP Jr. And Donovan Adams up. Takes his time. He might need to get a little more left. I don't know. And I said it in just, but he just did it. And he was standing on 10. I don't mean board 10. I mean lane 10. I saw you were standing on 10 that one.
10 where?
Lane 10.
Lane 10.
Nobody over here with an afro.
And I believe if we can get a closer look, and yes, that is a situation of 5-pin left for Jonathan Milan. Now, I will say I don't believe he has a chance of missing this, but stranger things have happened. And stranger things will not be happening here. No problem on the 5-pin for Jonathan Milan. Jonathan wheels may be turning in his head, trying to figure out if he needs something to get a little more kick in the back or if he needs to sharpen his angle. Right now, he's not liking his reaction overall. But one thing about a decision, if you're going to make it, you need to make it and you need to trust it. Let's see what decision he makes and going into the second half of game number 2. Jay Howie up on lane number 11. And finishing a little late in the pocket. Might have hit that little oil spot that Jonathan was hitting on his left side spares, leaving only the 7-pin. Now, last time I said should be no problem, there was a problem. Southpaw looking to get up. He misses inside, but misses inside and hitting the right spot, hitting the oil that's in the middle, and stays up with the shot all over that. So still potential 279 finish. And no problem on the 7th pin. Potential 269 finish for Jordan Howie. Kyle Preston getting the ball up the lane, and no problem. 10 pins back. Like I said, City Morgue is only giving royalty on the lanes on handicap pair number 2, 18 pins in terms of handicap differential. Pins are good, but you still have to do something with said pins. Let's see what the Mr. Mortician himself, Donovan Adams, can do right here. And another shot of Don right there. With the exception of frame number 4, all is well. And all is well for the last 3 frames of Donald Robertson. Mr. DR over there doctoring up his game, looking to make up for frame number 2 transgressions. Hey, what up, Reese? Man, can't complain, baby. And a little bit of a reset situation, and how apropos and poetic that Jonathan Milan needs to reset the lanes, because he may need to reset within himself to get comfortable. The game is not out of reach. He needs to get comfortable so that way he can provide assistance to the charge that both Stephen Smith and Donald Robertson are looking to lead. Even if it's about maintaining marks. He would like them to be strikes. He wants to get on the strike train. And this could be a freeze up. This could maybe present a little more frustration. Frustration is not needed for this situation. And we are going to take our time and make sure that everything is done right. But in the meantime, in between time, if we could take a look back over at the scratch pair and just to take a little peek at what the scratch pair is doing. It seems that we got a fight right here, and it looks like B. Henny is back on the strike train again. He didn't have the best game the first one, and he looks to make up for that. B. Henny currently on front 7. 7 strikes in a row for Brandon Henry. Dion looks like he has a little bit of swing of things, with the exception of frame number 5. He's looking good. 9s are better. Let's take a look at Showtime, see what Showtime's going to do. Mr. Michael Liberatore. Gets the ball up the lane. And making the 7-pin wiggle and shake. Royalty on the lanes. Only winning game number 1 on the scratch pair, but not by much, only by 12 pins. That spread was more than covered by handicap pair number 1 as well as handicap pair number 2. Good thing about that, royalty cannot get swept. Bad thing about that, you can lose a lot more if your other pairs are losing by more than 100. And kicking out the 10-pin, 3 in a row for DJ. Hey, what's going on, baby?
The voice of choice.
Hey, shout out to Julio Hernandez right here. Yo, what up, man? I see you repping that Quiet Storm jersey.
The new Quiet Storm jersey from the Bolify website.
Is that Bolify.com?
This is, uba.bolify.com. So find us. You got us here. Quiet Storm. We got like 4 or 5 different jerseys out there now. Listen, if you're a fan, come hang out with us.
Yeah, and I heard those deliveries are pretty quick.
Yeah, it took about 3 weeks, I'll say, to make it. It was simple, quick, simple process. Get your jersey design, put your information in. They send you an email, they approve it. Once you get it approved, they start working on it, and they give it to you pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I know royalty on the lanes as well as B. Henny approves of that strike in the 8th frame. Hope maybe we'll be taking a look back at him if he continues on that road. And we are back on handicap pair number 2, where all things were taken care of. Let's see if Jay Howie can keep his rhythm. He's had a good rhythm thus far. No open frames thus far for Jay Howie. That ball is a little tight. And ask and ye shall receive. Don right there shows that prayer is very effective on that one. He missed way inside, but that ball got way, way down the lane. Great shot right there. Well, great result, rather.
What's the word? You just walking around holding the mic to your jaw?
Wild pause on that. And no pause in the action over here. Southpaw. Stephen Smith. He was just here. And covers that. And covers his spare, no problem. Stephen Smith keep remaining clean throughout all frames. And that ball takes a little walk outside, but comes back, and that is right there, 4 in a row for Donald Robertson right there. I told you, DR doctored up his game right now, and he's looking to stitch it up. And hopefully stitch will be successful, and that's why you never say it's over until the 10th frame is complete, because all it takes is just a shot, one opportunity. KP, Kyle Preston Jr., covering his spare, no problem. Oh, and eight count for Jonathan Milan. Don Adams up. Don gets a little more left, and he left the 610. So, same spare left on both lane 11 and lane 12. Gets that ball up the lane, and And no chop. This ball looked like it thought about staying out there a little too long and almost left. No chop for Don Adams as well.
Let's go, Drew. Hey, Drew.
And he got southpaw up. Steven Smith gets it up the lane. And no split. Only leaving the 6 pin. And it seems that where Steven Smith started off, Donald Robertson is picking up the pieces, and he understands what the assignment is, and he is taking over as an anchor from the top. Right now, Steven Smith just maintaining pace, maintaining closing frames. He said it's all about filling boxes, and he's closing boxes. He's getting X's and slashes and definitely avoiding dashes is Steven Smith. And we have a situation over on lane 7 and 8. Front 9. Brandon Henry. B. Henny. Here in Poughkeepsie. And let's see what B. Henny gonna do. B. Henny. Front 9. PK. And he gets the first one. Brandon Henry, front 10. Here in the Metro North Tour Stop. Royalty on the lanes. B. Henny shooting 199. Game number 1. Looking to give herself the 100-pin stretch. Looking to give herself the hundo. Got a lion on his jersey, and right now he is the main focus. Come on. And, unfortunately, the 10 pin for B. Henny. Great run. Potential 289 finish for Brandon Henry. Great game. We're going to go back over and see what's happening with the finish of handicap pair number 2. And we are back right over here live on lane 11 and 12. Jordan Howie up. And the 9 pin standing up. Looking like the 9 pin right there had on a Royalty on the Lanes jersey. Unfortunately, after 4 strikes in a row, Donald Robertson having a blink at an inopportune time. And the 4 pin showing up again. And issues with carry for Jonathan Milan. Jordan Howie up. No problem on the 9 pin. And Jonathan Milan up. Walks right to the, right to the pin, right to the 4 pin. No problem on that. Yeah. So Jonathan, yeah, so I was mentioning that it seems that you're having issues with carry up there. Are you thinking about sticking with what you're bringing to the dance right now, or are you thinking about picking up a new dance partner out the bowling bag?
I'm okay right now. It's on me. It's not the ball. It's me. I know what I'm doing wrong. I just got to fix it for this game, for the third game at least.
Smoking like a real bowler. He's saying it ain't the ball, it's him. So
this is my spot by a little bit, but I'll get back.
And we know you will. All right, load the arrows up. All right, let's see what Stephen Smith is going to do right here on lane number 11. And gets that ball up. And he's been breaking up a lot of potentially disastrous situations. One thing about Stephen Smith, he'll make good decisions with the surfaces he chooses, and he definitely wants to maintain like what he likes to call scoreability. I don't know if Miguel Acobo's watching, but we got a lot of competitors for a lot of off-balance shots out here. No problem on the spare. And this is the score sheet, or score sheet goes and getting back on the path to greatness. He was there. Donald Robertson was working on going sheet, as they say. He had 4 in a row before the 9th frame. 9th frame leaving a split in an open. Potential 213 finish for Donald Robertson. And potential 230 finish for Kyle Preston Jr., who had 2 splits of his own this game. Robertson up and holds pocket, but also it has the 4 and the 9 pin holding on for a little extra camera time. Too loud. UBA, loud. Speaking of loud, let's see if Preston's going to be rolling loud with this shot. And yeah, he's rolling loud, and he's rolling it loud and clear. Little fist pump for good measure on that one. Double in the 10th. 3 strikes in a row so far. 9th and 2 in the 10th. Potential 230 finish for Kyle Preston Jr. KP Jr. up, lane 11. A little more off-balance action, but then a little slide to the left. 230 for Kyle Preston Jr. Almost a 200 pin difference in overall wood here for lane 11 and 12, handicap pair 2. In terms of this game, it is about 70 pin this game for a royalty on the lanes, and the 8 and the 10 falling late at the same time. The 8 and the 10 looking like choreography right there. And Milan looking to get 3 strikes in the 10th. Starting out with 1, potential 185 finish for Jonathan Milan. Donovan getting a little more left on that one and leaves 6. Changes the count, being that he was on a double. Assuming he makes the spare, which is makeable, that'll be 229 if he makes the spare. Jonathan Milan just can't seem to kick the 10 out. Much more of a better entry angle. Unfortunately, not a good result. Not the result that he would have liked. And 228 for Don Adams. The Don. 228. Kyle Preston Jr. 230. And unlikely 10-pin miss by Jonathan Milan. 174 finish. And the deficit is growing on handicap pair number 2. Jordan Howie up and pushes all 10 pins back. First ball in the 10th. We have the first shot in the 10th coming up for Stephen Smith. Stephen gets it up. He likes it. And that's exactly why. Stephen Smith has not blinked this whole game. He knows it's all about filling boxes up. He would have liked his teammates to fill up more boxes, but they have one more game to make. And I've seen a lot happen in a matter of a game. Let's see if that's the case for them. A little bit of experimentation with a different ball right there by Jordan Howie. I don't necessarily agree with that. And as Don Adams said, you were supposed to throw one more before you try something else different.
He does things backwards. He's notorious for doing shit backwards.
All the time.
Yeah.
Notorious.
Could it be the vegetables?
Always. Never goes without them.
And the foul light was set off, but as we can see, clearly his feet has not crossed the line. He that can always happen sometimes, where we do not step over the line and somehow it does get set off. Let's see if we can get a spare conversion, and he gets 3 pins. And the conversation was just that apparently since the foul light has not gone off, and to avoid any other potential confusion, Stephen Smith, being the gamesman and the sportsman that he is, he's going to leave the foul. He's not necessarily happy with the assumption that he did. But we'll see what happens in game 3. Let's see if that little extra added motivation could result in either a major comeback or a major frustration. And 225 finish for Stephen Smith. And the deficit is growing right here for Royalty on the lanes. And we're going to look at game number 3 and handicap pair number 1, lanes 9 and 10. For City Morgue, we have Kel Oates Jr., Kel Oates Jr., Zach Gentile, and Jonathan Nottage Sr. And for Royalty on the lanes, got Amber Milan, who was just watching her father earlier on handicap pair number 2. Brian Smooth, Edie, and Julian Caldwell. Kel Oates, we already saw make a couple cameos via 1-2 step. He proven life is all about balance, right?
All the time.
And let's see right here. Smooth up and smooth on the 610 conversion. No problem. Another one of the UBA OGs. Smooth. Shout out to all the Bronx bowlers who's up in Ballpark. If you know, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Shout out to all the Bronx bowlers, Westchester bowlers, everybody that's out here tonight doing their thing, man. Right. UBA all day, baby.
UBA all day. I see you broke out of the asylum, and now you got yourself a crown. What's up?
Well, we had the full team asylum after 11 years run. Mm-hmm. So now I joined another team. It's been now 2 years. I like it here, love it here, and I like what we got going on, you know what I'm saying? So right now, today's a tough match for us, but, we're going to pull it together. We're gonna make it do what it do.
That's right. If I can play on words, y'all not lying when y'all say y'all have a lot of pride.
Oh, definitely. Definitely a lot of pride. Definitely. Eagles on 10. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Yo, you know what it is. Got to give them a drop, though, Shout out to the UBA. Shout out to MSOP events.
That's some nighttime events.
Yeah, you know it. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Nightlife. Definitely nightlife, baby.
I need a birthday bottle, baby.
Let me know, baby.
Today.
We ready. All right, happy birthday, baby. Come down here today. I got an event tonight at Taj, baby, if you want to pull up, baby.
Shoot, you never know. Let's see. I'm trying to have the same balance as Kel on the lanes.
Kel's definitely going to be in the building tonight.
All right.
Kel's going to be at Taj tonight. We definitely turned up.
Where Taj located at?
Taj is on 21st Street, but on 48th West 21st Street between 6th and Broadway.
Been there many times. I already know what it is.
You know what I'm saying? So just come out there. Party starts at 11 p.m. to 4 a.m.
I feel you. But right now, the party is here in Poughkeepsie. And unfortunately, Royalty on the lanes, it's all good. It's all smiles. But they're having the life sucked out of their party by City Morgue. City Morgue, no slouches. They come, and they always say zip them up. And they live by that. And let's see what Kel Oates has got to say. And Kel Oates over there leaving a 610. Even though he left the 610, he left it with style. You see, he got the shades on. Got Amber Milan up on lane number 9. Having a slight struggle today, but not to take away from her high skill level, known to bowl on many shots. Trying her hand in various semi-pro as well as some pro events she's tried as well. Always looking to see what her game is about and looking to see different ways it can grow. And Amber right there with a great shot. Beautiful looking shot. And looking to change her fortunes on the lane is Amber Milan. Someone who's never afraid to try different things. I've seen her bowl on anything, and she can bowl on anything. They always say every dog has its day. Well, let's see if
Oates has 280 out the door.
And he's calling his shot. He said he's got 280 out the door. Shoot. Well, when it comes to big numbers, Kel Oates has been doing that. Definitely been on a hot streak in various bowling alleys. And let's see if the man with the event, he said nighttime events, but right now we doing shots in the daytime. Great shot right there by Smooth himself, Brian Edie, and Zach Gentile. Not being gentile to the pocket and the 10-pin takes offense to him hitting the pocket so hard and fast. And let's see if Gentile, the boss, it says on the back of his jersey, should have no problem covering his 10-pin. So when we took a look before, I mentioned that there was a big difference in terms of handicap on this pair. And Julian going a little high on the head, going with something that could get down the lane a little more, a little better. Still finishing high. May need to take a good old-fashioned move with the feet. 71 pins of handicap per game for Royalty on the lanes on handicap pair number 1. 15 pins of handicap per game. Great spare conversion by Julian on handicap pair number 1 for City Morgue. City Morgue, the averages on handicap pair number 1, similar to their scratch pairs averages. Kel Oates coming in with 234. Zach Gentile coming in with 241, and Jonathan Nodich Sr., who has been tearing it up on game 1 and game 2, coming up with 224 average. Let's see, Amber coming in with a 204 average. Brian Smooth-Edie coming in 210, and Julian Caldwell coming in with 203. They have the pins, but the one thing about having pins is like having seasonings. Your food ain't going to taste right if you're not going to use them. And when you're not using your seasons and you don't like how it's going, you might feel a little salty at the end of the match. Let's see what Amber's going to do. She's balled. Now she's balled down, but it seems that her angles are too sharp and she seems very tense and tight. Normally a very fluid bowler. And Cal Oates said he has 280 out the door. Well, he, as a result of his strike, is on pace for said 280. And based on what Kel says, I believe he has 9 more to go. Let's see if that comes to fruition. Amber leaving a 4-10 and gets the 4 but leaves the 10. Right now, there's a difference. The difference is a lot to a little. There are points on each side. Right now, City Morgue has considerably a lot more points than Royalty on the Lanes. Royalty on the Lanes only has 2 points going into game 3. And as I heard in the background, if you're going to be an OG, you do not leave pins on the deck. Let's see one of the UBA OGs right now. Brian Smooth-Edie can hopefully. Oh, he missed. He looked to hopefully carry that. He did not, but he didn't leave a split. Brian getting a little bit of a stronger, much stronger reaction than he expected to get on that shot. And smooth up and smooth all over his 9-pin, no problem. Jonathan Nodich Sr., who has been bowling, well, outstanding to say the least, throughout this match. And no. Jonathan's low game so far is 258. 259, 258 so far for Jonathan Nodich Sr. And Didn't like it out of his hand, but definitely needs to like the result. He made the right surface change. As long as he trusts it, as skilled as Julian is, he can definitely turn this game into something where they have opportunity to put up a fight. Notice gets the ball out of his hand, and no problem on that. And looks like a good old logo right there. That's Jonathan Notice Sr. Oh, see, maybe he'll be better than Joe.
That is Joe.
He's the factory restart. And right now the Pins playing defense against Kel Oates. Kel said he's on 280 pace, so they're trying to kill his pace right now. Let's see if Amber can find a pace, gets the ball up the lane a lot better. And again, she's playing a very aggressive angle all the way from the right. If I was her, but I'm not her, I would maybe flirt with the idea of maybe standing at least a board left of where she's at. She's looking to try to get all 10 pins back. She's looking to avoid corner pins. She's avoided the corner pins. And Kel says, a corner pin, what's that? Amber has the right strategy, but she may be getting in her own way in terms of her feet placement. Knowing the kind of student of the game that Amber is, I know she'll definitely take a look at this footage, and whoever she steps on the lanes with next time, I feel bad for them because I know Amber. Amber does not fall down, and she does not stay down. And Gentile running through, passing through, and collecting all 10 pins on that fourth frame. Let's see what the smooth one himself can do. Gets the ball up. And getting that 9 pin to fall late does Brian Eady. Brian Eady says, "I'm gonna be all I can be." He said, "I'm gonna live up to my initials, and I'm gonna be that." Let's see what the track star can do. Let's see if the track star can make a run at finishing with a strong game. If Julian strikes out, he can finish with a 268. And great shot right there by Julian. Julian definitely liked that one out of his hand. And Notage. Right there, like I said before, his low game for 2 games is 258. So obviously he was struggling in game 2. And what a beautiful struggle it's been for Jonathan Notage Sr. Kel Oates called his shot. He said 280 finish for him in advance. And most of the time, if he says it, he means it. But the pins mean to keep him right where he's at and say, "Hey, why don't you give us another shot of that Julio?" And Amber getting to the pocket a little fast. And needless to say, she's not happy with that. 5-7 lead for her. 4-10 lead for Kel. Kel's eyes was bigger than his stomach right there. He tried to eat a little too much and left everything on the plate. I was gonna say,
but everybody's still short to me on the pair, so I don't know.
short jokes. Gentile. And those who are familiar with Zach Gentile can definitely tell by his body language that he's not feeling it. You know, this is not the normal Zach Gentile. But, you know, a good team has one's back. What you don't bring to the barbecue, I can always circle back and get some for you. And his team definitely made a run. And they're making a run for a potential 38-2 victory. And the 7-pin is standing on business and not running anywhere. Zach Gentile going for the split, not making it. And speaking of making a run on handicap pair number 2, it seems that for the first half of game number 3, we have the leadoff as well as the second bowler making a run at potential 300. We will be taking a look at that, provided they make it all the way to that finish line, known as the 10th frame. And that ball barely finishes, but it does get to the 7-pin, all clean so far, smooth. Jonathan Notice Sr. Going up on lane 9. They're looking great for game 1 as well as game number 2. He already has 5-17 for 2. Like I said, for 2 games, he already has 5-17. The way it's looking with for the exception of scratch pair. It might be 36-4, all depends. Julian, with the exception of this performance, someone who definitely has participated in a lot of youth events throughout his years, as well as a lot of college bowling. Throws an amazing ball. Unfortunately, Julian does not have a rhythm, but anyone who bowls in the Bronx area or even has bowled around, maybe in the tri-state area, know this young man definitely has a good skill set. Unfortunately, this is an off day for Julian. And, Alyssa, I gotta say, it's one thing to win on the lanes, but City Morgue, they already know the power of the carpet crew is a real thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And now, y'all have one of the best carpet crews.
Yes.
Another one of the best carpet crews in my division is, I want to say, Lane Crashes. Now, with the exception of y'all, who else you think has an amazing carpet crew?
In any division?
In any division.
Okay. Lane Crashers definitely has a good one. Mm-hmm. Outrage has a big one. Mm-hmm. When we bowled them at Battle Bowl, they had a big following.
SBC.
Mm-hmm. I cheered for them this year.
We saw that nice shot there by Amber. Maybe want to look forward to her other matches, look back at this tape, see what she may have been doing wrong. You know, and shout out to you. I see you very mobile.
Yeah, that's practice it again. I'll be back in February.
All right. We'll talk about
Yep.
And it's looking like y'all potentially going to take 38, maybe 36. So y'all obviously have y'all sights set on finishing, what y'all didn't get a chance to finish. Y'all caught some bad breaks in the playoffs. Who do y'all have y'all sights set on? Or anybody can get it?
Anybody can get it. That's always, every year, any match, doesn't matter. Whoever's in front of us, we can be friends on the carpet, but when we on the lanes, I'm going to put my best 9 out every time. So.
All right. And keep it in the stack and some change. Any teams that got away from you, yeah, you already know, zip them up?
Zip them up.
Any teams that got away, that...
Put them in the morgue.
That's right, Miss Howard. All right. Anybody that got away that shouldn't have got away from y'all and got lucky?
I wouldn't say got lucky, but got away was outrage. They didn't get lucky. They bowled.
Okay.
And me and Dion are at fault for that match. But they're the ones that got away. So we hope to get them again because it was a good match. And think it will be every time we bowl them. So that's definitely something we hope to get back to.
I ain't looking forward to that. You know, and I'm looking forward to talk to Smurf the God himself. So, all right, no. I'm not going to poke the bear and everything like that. I mean, you already see what the situation is this match, but y'all are not sweet.
No, not at all.
And if there's anybody that feels the way, I'm pretty sure they can hit you up about it.
Absolutely. We're not sweet. You know what time is it?
And whoever's bowling y'all next.
And you know who missing. We bowling them next again. We bowl them again.
Oh, back to back?
Back to back.
Okay.
So,
So it's all about the get back.
Yeah, we're going to get the get back off them. We're going to come back. You know what I mean? I told you, man. It's UBA all day, baby.
All day. I feel you, Smurf the God right there. And Julian, the young prospect for Royalty on the lanes, unfortunately, just cannot put any good frames together in unison for himself. But what we do still have is a potential situation for a potential bomb on handicap pair number 2. We'll keep a little eye on that. Donovan decided to slow down, and it looks like Kyle Preston Jr. is going to keep leading the charge. He's trying to give him something great to see. Amber Milan throwing a beautiful shot in her previous frame. Let's see if she can copy and paste and do that here in frame number 7. And amazing footwork right there by Kel Oates. Sorry. I almost thought I recognized him right there. What up, Miguel? And beautiful shot there by Amber. Amber throwing her first double of the match. City Morgue definitely bought some tailor-made body bags for the Lions, who still in the midst of this unfortunate loss, they remain a pride with pride. And we'll see what happens come their next fight, which ironically will be them coming back to try to get the get back on City Morgue. And smooth up. And the 10 pin doesn't fall so easy. Matter of fact, it doesn't fall at all. The story right here so far is Jonathan Notich Sr. on handicap pair number 1, who, like I said before, for the first 2 games already has a total of 517. That's 259 and 258. He is currently on a 270 pace. And that ball jumps over the edge. And right now, all they could just do is just throw shots and look at what did not happen and throw a couple of those, what I call effort shots. And a lot of times when you say effort and throw it, you end up carrying things without even trying. Let's see if they look back at this, maybe see if there may be some lineup changes, or maybe if they might just go to the lab and just see what else they have. Everyone loves a good rematch. And how can you tell your weapon is good in your arsenal? It's all about the kickback. And that was a great kickback, and the ball didn't have to snap back hard for it to hit its target. Noted Senior on 270 pace in game number 3. All right. Julian gave that ball a little more room. Comes back a little sharp, unfortunately, leaving the 4-pin. And Julian all over his 4-pin. Converting that, no problem. Now, the one thing about this is that Royalty does have an opportunity to take this game. They receive a considerable amount of handicap as opposed to City Morgue on handicap pair number 1. And Kel leaving that 7-pin. It's ringing, it's ringing, it's ringing. Amber with a timely strike right there. 3 strikes in a row. Potential for them to take this game. And I would give it a half a slash, but I don't think that exists. Instead, it's a full dash. He does make contact, but does not make the pin fall. Just because you make it wiggle and giggle doesn't mean it works, right? Sometimes, you can hit it, make it wiggle and giggle, but not finish. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo! I'm going to need a big pause on that.
Listen, grown. I ain't got that problem. No, it's not. If you're going to hit it, you got to finish the job. I got 2. And Gentile got 10 pins on that one, Yes! And Smooth got 10 pins. He just had to do 7 plus 3, but he still got 10. And that's right. That's right. It is the weekend.
All is not forgiven on Saturdays.
Let's see what Julian does. Let's see. Julian definitely needs to find something here. He has yet to throw. He's yet to throw any other strikes other than the double that he threw before. There is definitely opportunity to take at least this game to get 2 more points. But Noted Senior. And I believe that will be the first open of all 3 games for Noted Senior. And speaking of love, getting a little love from the 4-pin. The 4-pin finally falls right there for Julian. And Julian looking to help lead the charge and get Royalty 2 more points. Like I said, they do have the difference in terms of handicap differential on handicap pair number 1. But like I said, you got the pins, you got to work with them. Let's see if Notich can maybe give us a little highlight here. And looked like the ball wanted to shoot over, but the ball played defense on that one. So, all these frames and only 1 open. All right. Either way, it's going to be a great series for Jonathan Notich Sr. Kelvin Oates. Right there with a 7 count and a far cry from his 280 that he claimed was in the wings. He still may shoot it. It's just not going to be today. Amber looking to add 1 more and leaving the 4-pin. And Royalty needs to jump on this and take this opportunity, especially when it seems that City Morgue is definitely laying down. And Zach Gentile up on lane number 9, looking to pick up where he was left off in the 3 previous frames. Amber looking to pick up her 4-pin. And all over the 4-pin is Amber Milan. Great turnaround. Didn't have such a great start to this game, but definitely improving. And Zach Gentile throwing the ball, knocking pins back, and Zach looks like he's ready to go, and he's going to throw strikes. He says, the faster I strike, the faster I can leave. Royalty with an opportunity to take game number 3 here. And mercifully takes out the 10-pin. It looks like the 2-pin and the 10-pin. We're going to have a staring contest. Should be no problem on the 2-pin conversion for Brian Smoothidi. I'm assuming you guys are ahead on scratch.
We lost first game.
But we keep it the kids.
I mean, in terms of overall what?
We're down on scratch. We only won by 1. Well, now we're up.
I was going to say, it seems like you guys made that up.
Yeah.
Looking like potential 36-point victory for you guys today, right? Yeah, because right now, yeah, that's what I was saying. Potentially 36.
Potentially, ideally 38. Potentially 36.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Zach seems like he's found something. Let's see, Julian found something in his last frame. Let's see if we can get his second double. And nope, only 1 double for the game so far. Iron Mike, Jonathan Noted Sr., one of those makeable yet missables, and he makes it no problem. Yes, he is. He's not just a bowler that's good because he's a lefty. He's just a good bowler with his left hand. And all over the 2-pin for Julian. All right, the story is this. There is a window of opportunity for Royalty on the lanes. Let's see if Royalty can be like the Lions on their jersey, especially while some of the members of City Morgue are lying down. And speaking of lying down, Kel leaves the pin lying on the deck, and Amber mixes it up right there. Potential 191 finish for Amber Milan. And no need for the lane man. Amber taking her time. Kel looking to close out his 10th frame with 2 more strikes. 2 down, 1 more to go. 168. And tripping out the 7 late, but getting it out. Potential 191 finish is still there for Amber. Potential 168, not 280 for Kel Oates. But I think he's okay with shooting 168 and still getting the victory. And he gets it.
Yes, bring your average back down. Yes. You're money right now.
We're going to call that clean shaven? A clean shaven game? And unfortunately, 4-9 lead by Amber with a very good 10th frame. 189 finish for Amber Milan. Let's see what happens right here with Zach's first shot. And leaving the 310. Leaving the baby split, it does Zach Gentile. A chance to put a lot more pressure and to, well, essentially tie the game and even take the lead. Unfortunately, it was not taken. And almost given back. And Zach chopping the 3-pin, leaving it 10. Finishes with a 201. And no chop right there for Brian. 80 covers the spare. Provided nothing catastrophic happens for Royalty on the lanes, they should take game number 3 here on handicap pair number 1. A great performance by City Morgue in terms of having each other's backs on and making sure that they are always covered. City Morgue is one of those teams that they pick each other up in any situation. Never down. Royalty on the lanes, just not their day today. And shout out to Iron Mike himself, Jonathan Noted Sr., who's going to shoot a very good series today. Unfortunately, it will not be an 800 series, but he's definitely shooting potential 226 for Jonathan Noted Sr. He's not a bad. It's definitely not a bad day when your low game is 226. So we have 517 plus 226. What's the series today? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was looking over there.
No. Made that a potential 216 now. And Julian would have liked to carry that one. And they will get game number 3. So it will be 2 more points added on to what Royalty on the lanes will collect. Unfortunately, they are not going to collect the higher piece of the cake. Today was not a sweet one for Royalty on the lanes. It is going to be 36 4. And we're looking forward to seeing what's going to happen when they face each other again. Hammer said that they have them next. And that is your final result. City Morgue. They bought the bags, and unfortunately, Royalty on the Lanes got zipped up. And that's that. And this game is in the bag here in this tour stop here in the Metro North. We were up here December 7th. This has been Poughkeepsie. This has been great, and we look forward to next time seeing y'all on y'all screens. UBA all days, the voice of choice, Sean Life Facing. Thanks for watching.